After 8 successful seasons, each one more exciting than the last, the MX-5 World Tour visits the land of the rising sun to kick off a brand new season. Though sporting a new title sponsor and peppered with a handful of new rules, all the familiar names are back, and that has drivers, fans, and announcers alike expecting the next 11 races that have been labeled the Pacific Swing to be the most competitive and entertaining season to date. You're watching the Tidal Influence MX-5 World Tour, as always, broadcast live as it happens on the Global Sim Racing channel. Hey, hello there. I'm your host, Bill Soupzon. Helping me keep track and explain the action today is the renowned sim racer, Daniel Benefield. Turning the knobs and pushing the sliders is our director, Joe Peak, and Dougie Brown provided the unique camera locations that are required at each venue that GSRC visits. Let's talk about the track. Daniel, the Pacific Swing is an 11-race season that concentrates on racetracks in Japan, Australia, and California. Season starts out with a three-race leg here in Japan that includes Motegi and Okayama. But today they're at the world-famous Suzuka International Racing Course. Let's tell our new viewers, as well as some of the longtime sim racing aficionados, about today's racetrack.
I mean, Suzuka is one of these one-of-a-kind tracks. The only track on the calendar on the F1 calendar, I should say, that has a figure-of-8 layout and the crossover. Obviously, going down into turn 1 very fast, even in one of these MX-5s, and you've got to be late on the brakes. The Yeses, Dunlop Curve, Dagner, all famous corners, renowned around the world, as well as the hairpin, and then 200R. Then you come up into Spoon, got to get a good run of Spoon, because then you got the long back straight down into 130R, one of the fastest corners in motorsport, and one of the most exciting, and then into the Casino Triangle to finish off your lap.
Yeah, it's a great race course. Let's go ahead and bring up the standings from last season, and we have a surprise here. Our champion is from France. Evan Maillard was not expected to be here. He was going to be racing in the 24-hour event that's going on right now. A lot of these drivers are doing double duty. But Maillard had a penalty and he got disqualified, so his loss is our benefit as he's here today. You can see the standings there. Somebody to keep an eye on is Jan Koemans, finished in 6th position. That was a bad performance for him, and he's looking to do better. He's our 3-time champion. Keep an eye on Juris Jelenko there. And Amjad Yaman is here today. So we have a lot of these guys coming in. We'll go through them as the race goes on. Let's go ahead now and move to the keys to the race today. Daniel, what do you think might be important for these guys if they're looking for a successful keys to the race? This is brought to you by our new sponsor, Mountaintop Cabin Rentals. Keys to the race. Go ahead, Daniel.
Well, I think one of the main ones I feel, since the car's very much a momentum car, very much similar to the Skip Barber car, and you got 3, you could almost consider 200R as well, so 3 major straights where you need to stay within drafting distance. I mean, the times we're seeing in qualifying are so close. The 10th between 1st and 2nd, 2 tenths from 2nd to 3rd, but then you got a total of about 15 cars separated by less than a second from 3rd through to 17th. So, I mean, keeping within that draft range and then holding position is going to be really, I feel, is going to be one of the most important things here today.
And with a large track that we have, our pit window today. Now, guys, viewers at home, these cars are racing with a tiny fuel tank of about 3.2 gallons. So let's quickly go to the mountain. We're going to go over here to a new feature, and that's our phrase that pays. Our director's going to put up, you can see down there highlighted in yellow, that's the phrase that pays. You live viewers, when you're listening, if you hear one of us, Daniel or me, say that line down there at the bottom, I'm not going to say it because then you'd have to email in and you'd win a chance for a $50 lottery drawing at the end of the season. So when you hear one of us say that new phrase that pays down there, go ahead and email into tiphrase@AOL.com. The first person who does it after the phrase is mentioned gets a chance at $50. Okay, looks like qualifying is just about done. Has the hot laps finished yet? I don't think so. Let's go ahead and run down the qualifiers. I think we're pretty good. We'll take these. On the pole today is Juris Jelenko, and outside the second row is Evan Maillard. In 3rd place, though, there's a new name, Mika Eskja. Amjad Yaman in fourth place. Dakota Dickerson inside of the second row. Dave Gellick in row number 6. Jan Koemans in 7th. Kyle Potts in 8th. McAleer in 9th. Torres in 10th. And Overgaard in 11th.
Then we got Alan in 12th. Yanis 13th. Kenshin 14th. David Terenstein from 15th. Tom Rathie, a long-time driver in the series, from 16th. Marcello Pagnan 17th. Richard Losper 18th. Benjamin Lesseret 19th. Leo Chastain 20th. Simon Van Dion in 21st. And Joseph Iro in 22nd.
Go ahead and finish it out there for me, Daniel.
Sure, no worries. They'll, actually, I've got a...
Where were we down there in 27th? Here, I had to black flag one of our drives. One of our top drivers up there. I'll tell you what was going on there, guys. Dave Galink has to serve a stop and go penalty today, so he's starting in the 6th position, and that's why I had to step away there. Green flag is up, and we're going to see these guys stampeding down into the first corner. Remember, on the top, on the lead there is Yuris Jelenko, and here we go as they go into the first corner. Jelenko, and it looks like he's followed by our Season 8 champion, Evan Maillard. These guys were the top drivers last season. They go into the first corner very clean. Everybody looks good. A little bump up there from Maillard onto Jelenko, but it's going to be Jelenko and Maillard, and it's followed by, is that in third place there, is Escuse. There we go. So it's Maillard in second, Escuse, and then back in fourth place is Amjad Yaman.
Yeah,
so as they go through, it's very clean so far.
It looks like so far, Bill, the top 4 have maintained position. Looks like Dave Geelink's actually moved up into 5th from 6th on the grid, so he's got a somewhat decent start, but very even across our top 4 as they come into Daytona now.
I think the real excitement is going to be when these guys rumble down into the hairpin that's going to come up in a few corners. We have somebody making a move there as a very close in the middle of the pack there. Everyone seems to be making it through nicely. Let's go back up to the front and see how we're doing up there in the front. It's still close, and here comes Maillard making a move. As they go into the hairpin, he's on the outside. He might get a better run as they're running 1, 2, 3, nicely done. As Jelenko still holds the lead, Maillard taking a peek on the outside as they're going to be coming into Spoon here. Maillard's getting a run. He's going to have the inside lane if he has the momentum. He might be able to get him in Spoon as they come up. Maillard has a nice run on the inside. Let's see how they do in the braking zone. Oh, I think the Frenchman is going to take over the lead right here. Yep, as he scoots into first place. That's a nice job. Now Jelenko's going to tuck right in and see if he can get a tow. He might want to get him right back here.
It'll be interesting to see, Bill, if Jelenko wants to go too wide down into 130R. Also, Isius is right there as well. I thought Amjad Yaman was going to have a go at him. As here we go now, Jelenko to the inside of Millard into 130R.
And that's such a fast corner, yeah.
Hey, look at this, Amjad Yaman. They're three wide. There were 3 wide. Geelink's gone 4 wide. There's a heap of contact. Amjad Yaman's around.
Jelenko really checked up going into the Casio triangle there, and that brought everybody close together. The braking zone was really way back for Jelenko, and everybody caught up. Yaman's a very consistent driver, and that's really unusual for him to get in trouble there. And here we have going into 1 now. Maillard's going to make a move on the inside of 1, and Jelenko's going to come back in and get back second place.
Also, Dave, Geelink's looking at 3rd as well. I'm pretty sure he's got it done over Mika Isius, who started the lap in the lead, and he's already down the 4th this lap.
So Maillard now, our champion, back out in front. Jelenko in second. Jelenko running, yes, in second. And in third place then is our new driver, Mika Isius. We're going to have to learn that name as he's a new guy coming in there. And Dave Galink is running in third with Mika in 4th place.
I tell you someone who's actually snuck up on this battle at the front, actually, Bill. Kyle Blood's down in 5th. started back down in 8th and had a relatively quiet start. Now he's just behind the lead. Actually, Jan Koeman's just got 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah, Koeman's in that black Speedmaster car. I don't think he's going to get it done, but boy, that was quite a dive bomb in there.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get both Potts and Atheist there, as now Potts is looking at Atheist for 4th, coming up into Spoon Cove.
And you can see the replay here as you keep an eye on, as we're in car here with Koeman's, as he's coming up. You see him make that dive bomb move in there, hits the brakes, stays off everybody, and actually didn't pick up any positions because he has such poor momentum coming out of the corner. He gave it all back. As we go back live now, Koeman's is making a move as he's going up, passing another car, moving up. I think that's Dakota Dickinson he's getting around. So he's moving up one more spot now. Behind him, if you guys can notice, in the orange car behind Dickinson is our Season 3 champion is Sam McAleer running back there, having a nice run. Oh, Koeman's making a little contact, and there goes Koeman's. He's lost it off the side of the road. He's coming in, he's going to collects McAleer, and the Koeman's has spun out of control. Yeah,
bit of an uncharacteristic move there by Koeman's. I mean, we don't normally expect him to make a mistake, and now he's going to drop it way down the field, waiting for the whole field to come through now, Bill.
Yeah, Sam McAleer got into him. Looked like it was a pretty gentle touch. I don't hope his car wasn't damaged too much, as we have another car going off as we're going replay here. And now here's McAleer. As you can see, Koeman spinning is in front of him. A pretty good tap. He kind of straightened Koeman's out, so we'll see how much damage Koeman's got on his car.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad on McAleer's car, as he's all over the back of, kind of see who that is, the 12 car of Carlos Torres now. And actually the 2 car of John Allen's right behind McAleer as well, so this could turn into an interesting battle.
If we go back up front now, we can just cover the bases up there. Maillard still in first place. Jelenko stalking him in second place. And Dave Galink in third place. Now, Galink had a penalty to serve. Apparently that didn't register, so he'll have to serve that next race. He had an IRT stop-and-go penalty that was due to be served, so we'll then have to get that to him next week. Now, we talked about this earlier in that white, blue, and yellow car running in fourth place. We'll have to keep an eye on him. That's Kyle Potty Potts. We've seen him from many other series that he runs. He's not a real fan of the MX-5. It's a little underpowered for his liking, but he's doing very well running in fourth place right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been sort of a quiet climb for Potty. I mean, as I say, a bit of a quiet start, and then all of a sudden he was in fifth, and now running up in fourth, just ahead of new driver Mika Ifis. We need to learn how to say that, Bill, because that's going to get us all season. And in fact, there's a car around in the background. I didn't see who it was, though.
I'm looking. I don't see it.
Stefan Overgaard. Stefan Overgaard's gone around, coming out of Spin Curve, and he's got quite a bit of rear damage.
Stefan's a veteran of the series, and it's tough to start your season with that poor finish like that, especially with a large field like this. Going to put him way down. Let's go ahead and run down the field from fifth position back there. As we're going to go look at Mikel Eschweiss in that dark-colored car. Now behind him, this is the second best rookie from last season from Brazil, or actually I think it's Colombia, is Carlos Torres in that brown coffee-colored car. That makes sense from Colombia. Now Sam McAleer in that orange car back there with the Scottish flag on top. Now he's being hounded by Deuce Allen. I think Deuce Allen is in the blue car. Actually, right behind him is Dakota Dickerson in that dark-colored car. That's a nice battle going on there. Those guys are fighting for 7th, 8th, and 9th spot. They're running 1, 2, 3. Dickinson all over McAleer. And there's Deuce Allen in that black and blue car, giving him a good look, too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these three are very close. They've been racing pretty cleanly. I mean, actually, Juice was ahead of Dakota at the start of the lap, but Dakota's got past him and is now looking at McAleer going into Daytona 1. That'd be a brave move if he went through with that. Just fanned out a little bit there through Daytona, but in fact, I think Kyle Potty Potts has a little issue because I think he's just dropped down to 5th place, in fact 6th place.
Yeah, very, very wide through the hairpin there, and McAleer now has him in sight. He's going to be chased down by those guys. You know, Daniel, what was interesting on that first lap was Yuris Jelenko making the pass. Actually, it's turn 15 on the chart. They call it 130R, right? That's a really fast corner. I was surprised that he would try that there rather than doing it into the chicane. You know?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing with the MX-5s though is that they've got so little power is that it's actually, and so little grip as well. It's actually possible to pass into 130 yards. It's a great prospect. I mean, it's still pretty scary to do, but it's at least possible in these cars. I mean, you wouldn't try to do it in, say, the F1 car, for example.
And there's a lot of runoff there, which really helped Maillard when he got wide there. It didn't cost him that much. Let's go ahead let's go ahead and see where we are back as we go back to 10th position. Marcellus Pagan. Now, there's a name that's renowned in iRacing, especially in the MX-5. It's running in 10th position. Now, back behind him is our Tidal sponsor. Maybe we can get the camera on him. Tom Rathie running in 11th position in the Tidal Influence car. He just started last season to start. He lost what is the auto clutch. He's gone to the manual clutch and has really picked up his speed.
Yeah, Tom Rathie, I've seen him around occasionally in the MX-5, and I mean, a long-time driver of this car, and he's relatively quick in it, up to P10 now, and doing well considering he only qualified P16.
Yeah, and we have Amjad Yaman and Yuri Yanis, I guess they can come in and do an interview here. So maybe we can get them in. Joe, or we have them available? We're going to pull them. Yuri, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Well, how you doing? What's going on?
Well, not much. Waiting for my stint at Daytona, it seems.
When is your Daytona stint?
It's like 1.5 hours after the race ends, so I guess it's like 2 hours from now.
So you weren't you did not qualify for this race?
I did.
Oh,
I
then
started in maybe 11th or something.
Oh,
and
so
then I got taken out.
You were caught up in that early accident then. I didn't realize that got you.
Yeah, the one where Stefan got wide out of the spoon and then someone hit him in the rear and then he came sideways in front of me. Couldn't avoid him. My engine was gone.
Well, figuring you were planning to race maybe 10 consecutive hours a day. I know it was a long stint for you. It's disappointing to have you out so early, but it's probably going to help your Daytona race.
Yeah, too bad we had some damage there as well after my stints. I think we got hit twice by other cars without any fault from us, but we will still try make it until the end. At least we are running. Well,
good luck to you, and hopefully we'll see you next week because we're staying in Japan. We're at Motegi next week, so we'll better luck next week.
Yeah, you mean 2 weeks from now?
2 weeks, right?
Yeah. But yeah, thanks.
Amjad, are you in there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you caught up in that incident as well?
No, it's actually the lap once Jamal's at the Castle Triangle.
Yeah, that's right. We saw that. But Jelenko broke really early there, and you guys all gathered him up, and there was quite a coming together.
Yeah, I think all of us were just, I guess just lap one kills because it looks like Yost breaks at the same spot that you should, but just all of us came bailing behind him, bumping into each other, and then.
Okay, well then you guys. then 5 of you all missed your breaking points because, man, you gobbled them up.
I think all 5 of us did in that situation. And I ran in the back of Evan, and then in the side of Mika, and then poor Kara had nowhere to go and just run me around, broke the suspension, and I'm done for the day.
Well, not the way you wanted to start your season. We'll see you in a couple weeks as we go to Motegi. Better luck there.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks, Sanjay. And we're looking right now as McAleer is in a battle, and that's the blue and black car ahead of him is Deuce Allen, and then I think that's in that black car is Dakota Dickinson, as those guys are in a nice battle. They've been battling all race.
Yeah, I think it's Mika Enthuse has actually drops back a little bit. He's dropped down to 8th place in this battle now, right behind McAleer, who's right behind Dickinson as they come down the back straight, 130 yards coming up, and I think McAleer is actually bump drafting Dakota Dickinson there, so that's an interesting way to get down into 130R.
They're all, though, within sight of the 3rd place Carlos Torres. It's Torres and Potty Potts and Deuce Allen are all running up there. They're all within striking distance, but our 2 leaders, Maillard and Jelenko, have really separated themselves from these guys.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Maillard's got a 7/10 lead over Jelenko now. Don't forget, these 2 did start on the front row of the grid, so they are the fastest 2 drivers. I mean, Torres in 3rd actually started down in 10th, and Deuce Allen in 5th started 12th, so a couple of guys coming forward in this race, but the first 2 have checked out from the rest of them big time.
And Potts has lost a position now, and there's Deuce Allen fighting with him, and he's going to get the inside position. There's a nice battle there between Potts and that yellow car and Deuce Allen. And Potts going to take over the front spot there. Deuce not giving up, though.
Actually, Allen and Potts were running side by side there. Dickinson's caught up to the back of them. He's dropped McAleer and caught up to the back of these 2 now. Torres is starting to get a bit of a gap as well, as Deuce Allen has a slight look coming down into Dagna 1 and now Dagna 2, so we'll see if he tries anything up at the hairpin.
Now, Deuce Allen, you weren't here last season. Deuce Allen had probably the worst start for any season. He was crashing out in the first lap of probably the first... Oh, he's careful there as he gets very close to Potty Potts. He crashed out maybe the first 5 or 6 races in the first lap. In fact, his gym wouldn't let him go. He couldn't exercise because he was crashing the stationary bike. He lost his gym membership. He was just on a horrible row. But he's doing much better here today, and this is a good way for him to start the season finally.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, starting down in 12th, running it in 5th now, racing for essentially 3rd. So a good recovery is Dickinson in behind Deuce Allen there, runs a little wide through the middle of Spoon. But this train's starting to get a bit longer once again, and we should see some action shortly.
Let's take a quick drop back to, looks like 11th position here. That's Benjamin Lanowet, and a new driver there, David Terran from Spain. Now, Lanowet is a 3-time Ironman champion. He knows how to bring this car home. He's run the most miles in 3 seasons. This season, he's hoping to get a perfect record. He's trying to finish on the lead lap all the way through. These guys are having a nice battle for 11th position, and just peeking his nose in there is a longtime veteran, Joseph Aro from Italy, in that dark-colored car. So there's a nice battle going on there for 10th, 11th, let's see, that'd be 11th, 12th, and 13th position.
Yeah, it looks like Taryn's definitely got the speed over Laronet, but these 2 battlings are definitely back into the picture, and actually Richard Losper's just looming a little bit in the background as well, which could make this a 4-car battle in about half a lap's time.
As they go 2 by 2 up in front there, and you can see Richard Losper in the back. Now, interesting, Losper spilled his coffee on his racing rig, so I think he's racing now with like a half a screen or 1 screen out of 3, something like that, but he's doing very well running now as he's going to make a move back there as he's peeking in on Joseph Arrow. Now, Arrow has raced in like 96 of our races. He's by far the most present driver as he makes a move. That's Arrow moving up. Nice job, Joseph.
Yeah, that was a good move there, as Richard Losberg looks at David Terran as well, going to... Oh, and Arrow's gone right at Decker 1. I know he's going to go wide at Decker 2. He may be giving this position back to David Terran, going up to the hairpin now, but he'll have the inside and defensive line, so he may be able to hold it now over David Terran, but Terran looks like he's holding his own on the outside here, which he should have the better momentum of the corner, and that may just give him 12th position.
And what that did is let Benjamin Lanowood pull away from these guys, so Lanowood has a bit of breathing space now. Let's go back up to the front and keep an eye on our leader, see what's going on up there, but I think these guys have decided just to run in a tandem here for a little while. And it's Maillard and Jelenko pulling away. We'll have to... I think these are the two guys to watch for the checkered flag.
Yeah, definitely. I think Jelenko's just sitting there at the moment. He does have a little bit of right rear damage from that incident over this part of the track on the first lap, coming down to the Casino Triangle. But I think he's just letting Millard punch a hole, and he's just sitting there just waiting, because, I mean, pit window is going to open this time around.
In fact, yeah. Now, these guys are... The window's going to be between... well, it's open right now. We're figuring between 8 and 10 laps. It's an 18-lap race, and they can go probably about... Oh, we're figuring maybe 10 laps at the most. So it's right now. Now, Jelenko in second place could be saving a little fuel. It takes about 6 seconds a gallon to put in a gallon of fuel. So even if you can save like just a half a gallon or even a quarter of a gallon, I wish I could do it in liters here for the for the rest of the world, but that might be enough for Jelenko to jump him in the pit cycle here.
Yeah, I think Jelenko will look for more for a jump in terms of pit stop time. He'll pit the same lap as Maillard, but so he still has the draft. But I think he'll try and jump him in terms of pit stop time. So it'll be interesting to see. I reckon they'll come in this lap. I reckon they'll split the race into 2 equal halves here, Bill. So I reckon they'll be in this lap, and then we'll get our answer.
Yeah, the last thing you'd want to do as Jelenko is to stay out 1 lap longer or come in earlier and let Maillard have a hot lap without being in the tow, because we really can't tell if Jelenko is faster than Maillard. My gut tells me that Maillard might be a little faster, especially with the damage on Jelenko's car, and Jelenko does not want to lose the draft, or it might be turn off the lights here for the rest of this race. Let's go back and look at Eschwe back there in a battle with Marcelo Pagan.
Yeah, it looks like Marcelo Pagan. There is Tom Rathy's in behind these cars as well. I'm just trying to figure out who's in front, but I think that's Drew Salmon as they go past the lap car there. Is Mika OCS all over the back of the Movano Racing X-Team car there of Marcelo Pagan. It looks like Pagan's actually got the run corner spoon though, so I think he'll be safe going down into 130, especially since he's got the draft of Juice Allen just ahead of him.
Now, who's fallen back is Sam McAleer.
Yeah, Sam McAleer has had something happen somewhere, Bill. I'm not sure what's happened though.
Yeah, I'm looking back for it right now. Oh, he's pitted. That's what he came into the pits. So McAleer is our benchmarker here, as he's made the first guy to make his pit stop. So
the strategy has started in this race. Now, as Ithris in this battle for what is now 8th, looks pretty vulnerable to Tom Rathy here going down into turn 1.
Rathy currently running in 9th position, I believe. And it goes wide, and Rathy's going to take that. Thank you very much.
Quite an easy position there for Tom Rathy, just putting Mika Ithris under a bit of pressure, and gains a position from in the end. Now Marcello Pagan's just up the road now for Tom Rathy.
Leader still running 1-2. Everything's the same. Now, we haven't mentioned much about Carlos Torres. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at Carlos Torres. He's in a nice little battle here as Kyle Potty Potts is beginning to run him down and follow behind him. In 5th place is Dakota Dickinson. Now Dickinson having a nice race. This is his rookie season, as long as Pyle Potts is also a rookie in here. So it's nice to see some new names in there. But Carlos Torres doing very well. He was our second best rookie last season, running currently in 3rd place. And Dickinson gets in the back of Kyle Potts, but just a little love tap, letting him know he's there. Everything's okay.
Yeah, no, nothing major there. Just a little love tap to make Potty Potts know that he has got a car behind him, so he's got to watch out. He can't attack Torres too hard as a result, because if he leaves the door open for Dakota Dickinson, I'm sure Dakota will happily take 4th position off him.
Now let's go back up to the leaders here as they're going through 15 right now, that very fast corner. They're going to be coming up to the Casio chicane, and then they're going to be looking at pit entrance. So I'm expecting that these guys are going to come in. I'd be surprised if they run one more lap. Here they go through this chicane. As they come around, they're going to be seeing pit entrance right here. And let's see if Maillard dashes in. Uh-oh, Maillard does, and Jelenko doesn't. So Jelenko's really got to put down a nice fast lap here, as Maillard's going to have a pit stop all to himself. This could be the race. Boy, it's a...
Yeah, this pretty much is going to determine the race. We'll know who's more likely the favourite to win the race in about 3 minutes' time, Bill, as Jelenko comes out of turn 1 now with the lead, but will he be able to hold it over the pit stops?
Now behind them, Torres and Potts have also came in, but Dakota Dickinson decided to stay out. So Jelenko and Dickerson are going to run one more lap. We're going to see how this plays out. Now Maillard, when he first started the series, as he's coming out of the pits right now, Maillard was not used to making pit stops. In fact, he had never made a pit stop until he joined the series. He's gotten much better at it, and he's out now going through corner 1. So we're going to have to keep an eye on Jelenko, as he's going to be coming in for certain this time. I would think for certain.
Yeah, it'd have to be. I mean, you'd be too risky running out for another lap. I'd say saved a bit of fuel though, just staying in the slipstream of Maillard in the first 10 or so laps. So Jelenko obviously using that to his advantage now to see if he can get the job done for the race.
Now also we talked about Torres and Potts came in. Torres came out ahead of Kyle Potts and has him by probably about a second or two. So he had a nice pit stop for Torres. So we'll have to keep an eye on him. All these guys came out ahead of McAleer, who was the first guy to come in for a pit stop.
Yeah, and actually, I tell you, the big loser actually in the pit stops by the looks of it so far is actually Marcello Paganin, because he's way behind Sam McAleer. I think actually that's Tom Rathian behind him as well. So I'd sense that both these guys, Pagan and Rathy, have actually lost out quite badly.
Now the good news for Maillard is, although he had some lap traffic to go through, it was a pretty clean lap for him, so he hasn't lost a lot of time with traffic. While Jelenko's out there running all by himself. Now Jelenko's going through the Casio chicane right now, so we're going to be looking at him. He's certainly got to go in. He's going to go one more lap.
Okay, now this is actually quite key, Bill, because he's getting to the point now where his pit stop may actually be shorter than Evan Maillard, sorry. So this actually could win Jelenko the race, providing he doesn't get involved with much traffic and doesn't make a mistake.
Yeah, this has been, commentators have gone over this for 5 seasons. It doesn't matter when you pit. The pit window's the same. They have to take the same amount of fuel. But what is interesting, I don't know if it makes any difference, Jelenko's out there running on lighter fuel load. I don't know. Do you think that makes much difference in this car?
It would, I mean, because you've got less weight and, I mean, physics states is that if you're carrying less weight, you're going to be faster. So, I mean, Jelenko, we'll get a gap once. So it's 38.4 seconds from Jelenko down to Maillard, who's down running in 7th at the moment at the start of the lap. So 38 seconds to go through. I'm not exactly sure how long the pit time is, but I think it's still going to be close. But I mean, Yelenko staying out on a lot of fuel load is definitely going to help him in the long term.
Let's take a quick trip back to John Deuce Allen. He's just come out of the pit stop. He's cycled in right behind McAleer. So there's two guys I'm trying to figure out. I have Allen listed in third. Let's see if I can see where McAleer is running right now. Yeah, McAleer's a 9th, so there's a battle for 9th and 10th. Now, McAleer was our first guy to take a pit stop, and you see Deuce making a move on the outside of him. We don't want to stay on this too long, as we're going to keep an eye on Jelenko when he's coming into the pits. He's not quite there yet.
Yeah, I'm still looking at this battle between Allen and McAleer, and quite a bit of movement there in McAleer's car. So I'm not sure if that was defensive or that was him just running his line. But Deuce Allen all over the back of McAleer right now. It wouldn't surprise me if over time that Deuce Allen actually gets by McAleer at some point.
Okay, here comes Jelenko. He's through the chicane. Now Jelenko's coming in for his pit stop here on lap 12. So he pushed it as far as he could. So we'll see if we can pick up Evan Maillard, which is really our virtual leader here. And he still hasn't got to, he's not even to turn 15 yet. He's down the back straight. So we'll keep an eye on Maillard while we look at Jelenko. Jelenko just pulling into his pit box now, and he hits it cleanly. He's right up on the front pit box because he started on the front row. Meanwhile, we keep an eye on Maillard. He is through the Casio chicane. He's on to the main straight, past pit entrance. Jelenko pulling out right now, and here comes Maillard. Jelenko
This is
coming
going to be
out.
close, Bill. This is going to be really close. I think, yes, it is. Yelenko's out back in the lead. So here's Yelenko using the pit stops
There you
perfectly,
go.
and grabs the lead back off Maillard.
Well, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. I don't know if it was just the luck of the draw, how fast iRacing decided to fill the tank, or if Jelenko saved a little fuel, or maybe ran some hot laps there by himself. But he knew what he was doing. He's got a nice lead now on him. Well, we just got the news from our director. 14.3 pit stop for Jelenko, 17.4 pit stop for Maillard. So, based on the distance between them right now, I would say Maillard probably ran faster laps, but the pit speed, the pit stop time put Jelenko out in front.
Yeah, I'd say Yelenko just got into his box a lot cleaner than Maillard did, so that gave him essentially the lead of the race for now. It'll be interesting to see if Maillard can come back at Yelenko and try and take the lead back off him.
Well, let's go ahead and jump to the last lap here. If you were Maillard on this track, would you rather be in second, Daniel, or would you rather? You think the draft makes you a sitting duck if you're the leader?
I don't reckon it does, because I mean, you don't want to risk being second in the draft, going down into 130 and then not being given any room at all. So I mean, around here it's not like a known draft track as such. I mean, it sort of is, but it really isn't. So I mean, I prefer to be the leader going into the last lap. It's particularly around this area of the track that these guys are going through now.
As we're looking now at McAleer and Allen, those guys have been going at it for a long time. Allen's still in front. McAleer in that orange car there with the Scottish flag on it. Deuce Allen in the blue and black car. And they're currently battling, if I can find them. I think they were battling for 11th position. Is that what they were? Oh, actually, no. It's 7th and 8th. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I believe it's 7th and 8th now. Since all the pit stops have gone through, Bill. It looks like I still think McAleer's got just the slightest pace advantage over Allen, but I don't think he's got enough of a pace advantage to be able to pass him. So I think Deuce Allen's holding his own pretty nicely here right now.
And we're on looking now at Rathy and Pagan there. Rathy in the car behind in that Tidal Influence, the white and aqua car. And Pagan, that's currently a battle for 7th and 8th position now. Or I guess it's 8th and 9th.
Yeah, Rathy had a little look into turn 1 there, and he's actually really close to the back of the Nirvana car right now. Going through the S's. Ooh. Pagan just cuts Rathy off there. Cuts his nose off. And in fact, Mika and Deuce, the rookie, one of the rookies, is slowly catching these guys as well. And Lionet's actually just a second back, so it wouldn't be surprising if these guys battle a lot. If they end up, Lionett and Taron end up joining this battle as well.
Well, now that the pit cycle is done, before we do our last call, we'll go back and look at some of the guys in the back that we haven't seen. Let's go ahead and set the top 10. So if we look up, we have, of course, Yuris Jelenko running in first place, with Maillard right behind him in second place. So those guys are running 1-2 as we keep an eye on that battle there. A nice run for Carlos Torres, third place. He was in third place before the pit stop, and he ended out in third place as well. Dickinson running in fourth. Kyle Potts running in fifth. Now those guys are pretty close. With Potts has them in sight. We go back to sixth position. John Deuce Allen have a rape run. We saw this battle earlier. And he's battling with Sam McAleer. That's the blue and orange car. And then the one battle we've been watching there is Rathy and Pagan. Pagan in 9th, Rathy in 10th. And running just out, in the 10th position is Mika Eshwood.
Yeah, Mika Eshwood actually just got past Rathy at Spin Curve. And now Rathy's looking to the outside of him, coming down into 130. Yeah, that move's not going to work. Rathy quite smartly pulls out of it. And he's actually dropped a little bit of ground. I don't think he's close enough. He's not close enough for a move at Casino Triangle. And actually Pagan's now under threat from Yusuf as they come down across the start-finish line.
And if we go back just a little bit farther, as we're on board right now, as you see on board with Rathy, if we go back a little bit farther there, it's Lanowit and David Tirin these guys have been battling all race. After the pit stops, they come out in the same position as they were going in. They've been battling. They're in 11th and 12th position. Lanowit in that dark car there, and David Tirin, as you're looking on the screen, in that, I'm going to guess, here we go, orange and yellow. How'd I do? Yellow and red. Okay. The director helps me with my poor color blindness.
Yeah, I mean, Lanowit and Taron are actually not too far from the back of Tom Rathy's car.
Let's go to the lead. We have a battle for the lead. It looks like Jelenko or Maillard's making a move as they go through the hairpin. Maillard on the outside of Jelenko. Maillard's going to have the momentum, and he's going to take over the lead.
Very nice move there by Maillard on Jelenko. Now, it'll be interesting to see if Jelenko's got anything in reply, but it doesn't look like at this stage he does. So I think Maillard gained the lead back. That might be race done in terms of the battle for the lead.
Here's the replay now. Maillard sets him up on the outside as he's going into the hairpin, and he pins Jelenko on the inside, has the momentum, and then just drives by him.
Yeah, very clean racing between the two guys now as they come down into 130, and Maillard's pulled out just enough of a gap. I mean, Jelenko's still in the drop, but the gap's big enough that Jelenko is nowhere near close enough to consider passing as he runs a little wide through 130R there.
Yeah, and actually that's 130R is there's some track-specific guides there that you're not supposed to put all four wheels off to the side. You're supposed to do a little lift on the main straightaway here. They let him slide sometimes. We'll see if Jelenko loses ground. There's actually a timed penalty if you abuse that track boundary there, because you can really run wide and make it look kind of strange through turn 15, the 130 radius corner there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the good thing about the higher downforce cars is that it's flat through there, but these cars not so much, and quite a tricky, I should say, corner to get through. also, it seems as though Yalenko actually had just a minor shifting issue coming out of the hairpin then, which might have contributed to how easy it gave Maillard the lead there.
Yeah. Sad news for the fans from Colombia. Carlos Torres had to make a second pit stop. He was running in third position, so that's going to drop him down. Let's go ahead now and quickly do our back marker last call, brought to you by Blondie's Bar in Long Beach. We'll start with the last car on the lead lap. That's Wayne Fielder, currently running in, looks like 35th position in that gray-colored car on my screen. Let's move up one position. Al Heaton. Al Heaton trying to win the Ironman Championship this year. He says he's going to finish on the lead lap every race. He's certainly going to do it today. One spot ahead is Sonny Ketchum. Sonny Ketchum running there from Australia. It's early in the morning for him. He's a minute and 46 seconds behind the leaders, but still on the lead lap. We go one spot up to David Schwenke. He's a rookie running in 32nd position in a nice battle. Nope, not in a battle. Ahead of him is Daniel Kent. Now here's a guy coming back in after a couple seasons off, Tori Tesla, running currently in 30th position. In 29th position, it's David Tejeda in that white-colored car. And just ahead of him, I think, going off on the grass, sorry to get you there, Derek Holland going to lose a position to Tejeda there. Sorry, we get that on camera. And then one will go one more spot up. There's a nice battle going on back there for those guys running in 30th. We got them right at an exciting time. And our last back marker here, we're going to call Daniel Alencar, running in 27th position. That's your last call, brought to you by Blondie's Bar in Long Beach. Blondie's Bar, the place to be. Let's go back up to the leaders.
Yeah, Maillard still leads the race at this point, Bill, but it looks like Yuri Yalenko is a bit closer now and sort of recovered from his move as they go 3 to go now. So 2 to go, I think, actually. I'm not quite sure if it's going to be time certain or not. But Yalenko starting to really call black at Maillard now.
Well, these guys are battling for the lead here, and hopefully they won't take each other out because, you know, the phrase is to finish first you must finish, and hopefully these guys, if they're battling for the lead, they're not going to have an accident and let our third place driver, Dakota Dickinson now, who's running third with Kyle Potts running in fourth position. So we have a nice battle for the lead, and third and fourth have a nice battle. And here comes Jalenko. It looks like Jalenko is going to make a move. Nope, just kind of peeking in on Maillard there.
Yeah, he thought about it, but he thought twice about it and decided it wasn't the best move to make. And in fact, he might be close enough here for a move at the hairpin, but it seems to me that Maillard's better into the hairpin than Yalenko's. Yalenko really closes up there. That was on the absolute braking limit there for Yalenko, but Maillard's got a better run out of the hairpin now going into Spoon, so it'll be interesting to see what Yalenko does the rest of this lap, because I mean he's got to make up for that lost ground now.
Well, Jalenko has experience, though. He got Maillard on the first lap in going into 15, so that's going to be coming up here right after they go through Spoon. Now this is they call it one corner. For me, it's really two corners. So you see them do two left-handers. Now they go down this back straight. It's a long back straight. Jalenko's got a good run. He's in the toe. We're going to have a fast left-hander coming up here, and we're going to see, look at Maillard protect the inside here. I don't think he's going to let Jalenko get the inside on him. Here comes Jalenko. Here he comes. He's looking to the inside. He's back and forth. Not going to happen.
Yeah, sort of a reactionary move there from Maillard, as now Yalenko is looking to Casio trains. I think they just touched. I'm pretty sure Yalenko just outbroke himself and just touched Maillard. Maillard still managed to pull the car up there, and in fact, Yalenko's actually been the one that's lost out there.
Yeah, Jalenko gave him a good tap going into the Casio chicane there. There's this little right combo before they go down the main straight. Now they're on lap 18. This is an 18-lap race. We're going to stay on the leaders here as Jalenko is stalking our Season 8 champion, Evan Maillard from France.
This could get interesting for the next 2 minutes, Bill. But I think Yalenko just got a bad run out turn 2 there, and he's actually dropped quite a significant gap back now. He's about 5 or 6 car lengths back now. So my odds at the moment is safe for the race win.
Now they go through the S's. Now they're flat on the throttle here through this left-hander. They're going to come up. They're going to have a pair of right-handers. The first one's kind of a fast right-hander, and then the next one is a 90-degree right-hander. Jelenko still has Maillard in sight. There's the first right-hander. Now here comes your 90 degree as they go into the braking zone. Maillard has Jelenko with a pretty good run. Now they're coming down to the hairpin. This is going to be a sharp 180-degree left-hander. There's a little back corner there to the right. Here comes the hairpin. Jelenko closing in, keeping him in sight. They get through the hairpin okay.
Yeah, Jelenko got through the hairpin a lot better that lap than he did the last lap, and he's quite a bit closer going through 200R now, coming up into Spoon Curve. I don't think he'll be close enough for a move at Spoon Curve, but if he needs to focus on getting a good run out of Spoon so he can have a look into 130R or the Casio Triangle as they come out of Spoon. Now this is pretty much the defining point in this race, Bill.
Pretty good exit there from Jelenko. I think he's close enough if he can get a run. I think he's in the toe. We're going to be coming up to a really fast left-hander now, and Jelenko's going to want to get to the inside if he can, and Maillard knows that. You can see Jelenko gaining, getting closer, getting closer, getting closer, getting closer. Not close enough to do it here. This is really his last chance now as they go into the Casio corner. Jelenko has a nice momentum. Good exit through there. I think he's going to get him on the inside.
Jelenko got a really good run there. There's still side, but Maillard still got the inside for the left-hander. And Jelenko's just a little bit wide. I think Maillard's going to have the momentum, just enough momentum to beat him by a car length. A car length as they cross the line.
And Evan Maillard wins race number 1 for season number 9 of the Tidal Influence MX-5 World Tour. Let's go back to 3rd place and see how Kyle Potts is doing. Nice battle going on there. Looks like Dakota Dickinson has ran out of gas. Kyle Potts is going to get 3rd. Looks like John Deuce Allen in 4th, McAleer in 5th. Dickinson is going to come across in 6th place. Either Dickinson ran out of gas or just had a horrible exit there. Looks like Pagan's going to get 7th. We go back, Lanowit and Eswis. And it's going to be Lanowit and Eswis for 8th and 9th. We can wrap out the top 10. It looks like, is that Arrow ahead of Rathy for 10th?
Arrow's in 10th, and Rathy dropped back on the last lap, so I'm not sure what happened to Tom Rathy, but he has come across the line in 13th, so Dave Geelink 11th, Simon Van Buren 12th, and then Tom Rathy 13th, Carlos Torres 14th, and Matt Malone 15th.
As we go through, we can see 2 more. We get a Jan Koemans coming in 19th position as he turns his car into the wall. Jan, that's a bad finish for you there. We'll go ahead and stay here until these guys wrap up the lead lap, and then we'll go into a break. Let's see if we can get anybody else crossing the finish line. Have they all finished? Bill Randleman comes across in 24th. Sonny Ketchen, let's go ahead and see that as they come across. This is battle for 29th. It looks like Ketchen is going to finish 29th with Kent in 30th. And just behind them is, if I can scroll down a little bit, that's Travis Schwenke in 31st position. There's the Barbie car, Jaron Ursum going across there, that pink car, in 32nd position.
Al Heaton just came across the line in 34th, so we're just waiting for Wayne Fielder to come across in 35th still.
Let's go ahead. Wayne Fielder going to bring that kind of gray car in there in 35th. And there's your top 35, all finishing on the lead lap. Evan Maillard wins the race. Let's go to break. And while we're on break, make sure you watch the slideshow of the upcoming broadcasts on the Global Sim Racing channel. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the standings, interviews, and a few other housekeeping things to take care of. Back in a few. Okay, we're back. I hope you enjoyed the little break there in the music. And I hope you paid attention to the slideshow and see what races are coming up on the Global Sim Racing channel. Let's go ahead and run down your final results now. Our winner today, Evan Maillard, Season 8 champion. First position, a great battle in second place with Uros Jelenko. Third place in his initial race is Kyle Potty-Potts in third place. John Deuce Allen, a great finish for him in fourth. Sam McAleer in fifth. Dakota I'm going to get this right because I called it Dickinson a lot. It's Dakota Dickerson. I'll do better next week, Dakota. I'll work on it all week long. I'll do it in my sleep. In sixth place, Marcelo Pagan. In seventh place, Benjamin Lanowit. Now, he's in eighth place, our Ironman champion. He considers himself, used to be the fastest of the slow. Now he considers himself the slowest of the fast, and I think that's a pretty good description. Mika Eschwis in ninth position, wrapping out the top 10 in a great finish from Italy. Joseph Arrow, well done for Joseph in 10th position. Daniel, why don't you take it from 11th?
Yeah, so we've got Dave Geelink in 11th, Simon Van Joon in 12th, Tom Rathy 13th, Carlos Torres 14th, Mount Malone in 15th, Richard Losberg coming home in 16th, Yanni Tualan in 17th, Mahai Mezain in 18th, Ian Comans 19th, George Peak in 20th, David Terran in 21st, Leo Chesang in 22nd, Stefan Overcard 23rd, Bill Randerman in 24th, Therese Nice in 25th, Daniel Alankar in 26th, Tori Tesla 27th, Sonny Katchen 28th, David Tejaya in 29th, Daniel Kent in 30th, Travis Strinky in 31st.
Jiren Urson, I got that one down. It took me 3 seasons to get that one in 32nd. I'll wrap them up from here. Derek Holland in 33rd, Al Heaton in 34th. Wayne Fielder wraps out the drivers on the lead lap in 35th. And we go back now to the guys who had trouble. Anjad Yaman, we heard him in the interview. Diego Chirin, Benjamin Nelson, Sergio Mora in 39th position. Sergio is usually great. We didn't hear any. Must have had a horrible qualifying from Sergio. Colin Blamey in 40th position. Trip Smith in 41st. Jonathan Kerr in the Roadster in 42nd position. Jonathan Yuri Yanis in 43rd. And we have a few more to go. I don't think Billy Bob Wright started today. He's now like 16 laps. I guess he did. Billy Bob Wright running in 44th. And John Ellers, if he did start, 18 laps back, so he had trouble on the first lap. That's 45 drivers. Whew, that's a mouthful. Let's go ahead and do some interviews now. If we can bring Kyle Potts in, he's our third place finisher, and we'll see if Daniel can get him, and we'll see what Kyle Potts has to say.
Hey Kyle, a good race today, finishing third from, I believe, from memory it was 10th or 12th, but outside the top 10, so a good drive from you today.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I didn't get hardly any practice. Good thing for the practice session before the race, but I don't do too much of this car. I've done maybe a handful of races, but it's really good fun. And guys, we put on a good show, I think.
Yeah, and then you would have had a front row seat to all the action happening at the end of lap 1. Couple of two questions in one. What was going through your head at that point, and how did you get through it?
At first I was like, what's going on here? What's going to happen? Somebody's going to be out, and it's probably going to be me, the optimist that I am. But it worked out, but it didn't really work out. I don't know. I didn't mean to. I don't know if I spun someone or if that was a mess. Who knows? I'll have to take a look at it. But it kept everybody together at least. I mean, it wasn't like somebody just got out of it and ran away with it, so that's good.
Yeah, now, obviously, finishing third, but 20 seconds behind Evan Maillard and Yuri Lanka at the front. Is there anything you can do as such that you think to catch those two at the front?
Well, this is the most seat time that I've had in this car since I've done iRacing, so I could see getting in a groove a little bit, but no, not really too much I could do with them, but look for me in the top 10.
very good result for you today, Kyle, and we'll hope to see you in a couple of weeks at Motegi.
For sure, guys. Thanks. Have a good night.
Okay, next up is our race winner and Season 8 champion, defending champion, is Evan Maillard from France. I have several things to talk to Evan about. Evan, do you have me?
Yep.
Okay. I have lots of questions, so here we go. First, why are you here today? I thought you were committed to the Daytona 500 or the Daytona 24. I've heard a few things. You want to tell me why you're here?
I'm here because, I'm banned for a week from the official sessions because I used the apron in the qualifying.
Yeah, that seemed a bit harsh, don't you think?
Yeah, I think as well. And the fact that they changed the rule on Friday and I did my qualifying on Thursday was pretty weird. That it's retroactive. I don't really know what to think about that. But yeah, I guess I'll take it.
Well, the Daytona 24 loss is our gain, as you got a nice way to follow up on last season's champion. So now let's go through the race. I got several points to talk about. First of all, we're going to go lap 1, and not the chicane. We're going to back up one corner. Were you surprised when Jelenko made a move on you there into that turn 15, that fast left-hander before the chicane?
Surprised, not really, because of the draft, there's a lot of it, and I was expecting him to take the inside. I was surprised to be this slow on the outside, though. I think I should have downshifted or something. I don't know what I did wrong, but yeah, I messed it up a bit.
Okay, let's go one corner ahead into the chicane, the first right-hander that starts the Casio chicane there. From viewing it, we looked at it, and it looked like Jelenko broke really early, but when talking to Amjad Yaman, he said, no, I don't think so. I just think we all broke late. You guys just kind of gobbled them up. What happened there?
Well, yeah, tell me about it. It was pretty insane in this corner. I don't know. I think we all tried to make it 4 wide or something, and I braked very, very late, and then I got hit by Hamid, I think, and yeah, I don't know. Then I got hit from the side by Mika, I think it was. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. I didn't really understand what was happening on the moment, and I had to check the replay to really see, and yeah.
Yeah, it was a strange looking incident because the leader was well out there, and then all of a sudden, like the 4 or 5 cars behind him just closed in on him. All right, let's go next part of the race, the pit stop. He beat you by about 3 seconds in the pit stops, and you lost your lead, but you weren't that far behind. You know, was it just one of those random iRacing things? Did you like your pit stop, and it was just slower, or what happened?
Well, I came into the practice like 10 minutes before the start of the race, so I didn't really have time to calculate fuel, so I just took 8 liters. I guess that was a bit too much. That's the first thing, and I didn't even take time. I didn't even have time to practice the pit entry either, so I was a bit conservative, I guess.
Well, you came out in second place, but then you made the pass, got back in the lead. Now let's go to the last lap. He didn't have the momentum to get you there in turn 15, the fast left-hander that we talked about. But then came to the Casio chicane there with 3 corners to go to the checkered flag. You guys were side by side. You kind of banging a little bit. That was pretty exciting.
It definitely was. I was really expecting that from Euros. He's always very good to race with. So, yeah, strong competition there. And that was very nice to have such a close finish as well, which was, yeah, awesome.
He had you on the inside of the first right-hander, and then you had the inside for the next part, and then really it's throttled down to the checkered flag from there, huh?
Yeah, indeed. It was just all about getting the outside right, the last corner right, like the left-hand side corner.
Yeah, correct, the left-hander, yeah. That worked out well. Also, a really nice pass that you got around him on the outside of the hair. Boy, a lot to talk to you about today. That pass on the outside of the hairpin was very exciting, too, where you took over the lead after the pit stops.
Yeah, it was nice. I think Euros misshifted there, or his shifter broke or something. I think it told me it stayed in 4th and didn't go in 2nd, so yeah. That's how it happened. Congratulations
to the call you Butter, because you're on a roll. You've championship in season 8, and you come back in season 9 with a win. So we hope to see you in a lot more races. What do you think you got a chance of being with us 2 weeks from now at Twin Reams Motegi?
Probably, yeah. I would say yes.
Thank you very much, Evan. Congratulations, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Definitely a great way to start the season. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Well, I'm exhausted. That's Daniel, did you like your first race here in the MX-5 World Tour?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched a couple of races. I remember when I was still fairly new to iRacing, I wanted to join the league back in the day, but so good racing here today by some of the guys. I mean, awesome race between Evan and Eurus for the lead of the race, especially on that last lap. And a good rate, good clean racing, relatively clean racing all around by everyone.
Okay, well, let's go through our thank yous as we're going to wrap this up. We'd like to quickly thank some of our sponsors. Tidal Influence, they're an ecological consulting firm based in Long Beach, California that restores wetlands, saves and studies endangered species, and educates children about our environment. For more information, go to TidalInfluence.com. Also, Mountaintop Cabin Rentals, your best choice for Green Valley Lake lodging. Green Valley Lake is the best kept secret in California's San Bernardino Mountains. To find more information, visit gblcabinrentals.com. And while in Green Valley Lake, stop in at the Eagle's Nest Tavern for a cold drink and a hot meal. Check out Eagle's Nest Tavern on Facebook. Thanks to the companies, equipment, and software we use in the broadcast, iRacing.com, XSplit, Twitch TV, Audio Technica, Behringer, and AverMedia. A special thanks to Eric Ekholm, whose music is not only found here on GSRC, but in TV commercials, movie trailers, iTunes, and Spotify. If you like our music, tell Eric where you heard it on Twitter at Eric Ekholm. Additional thanks to Casey Lalonde, who also provides us with the music for our broadcast. You can find more of his music at caseylalonde.bandcamp.com. Thanks to the folks at the Quality Racing Syndicate for sanctioning this event. Thanks to my mic mate, Daniel and Joe, and Dougie Beard for the cameras and locations that he's provided. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, you can find it at www.globalsimracingchannel.com, along with archived races and race highlights. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook at Global Sim Racing Channel. I'm looking at my email, and nobody has emailed in for the phrase that pays, which happened about 24 minutes ago. So if you're listening right now, email in to tiphrasethatpays@aol.com and get on the list. Come on, it's free. Well, that's about it for us. Tidal Influence MX-5 World Tour, race number 2 from East configuration of Twin Ring Motegi will be back on February 14th here on GSRC, and that is our very next race on this channel. So it's about time for us to go have some fun storming the castle. So until next time, race clean, race safe, and we'll see you on the track.